Hey man, y'all know when I come up in here looking like Palpatine from Star Wars, you know what I'm saying? Versace bonnet on with the shades on. You know what I'm saying? I mean business. And today it is about business. It's the 1v1 me season 0 2v2 my player comp stage draft. Alright, the best 2v2 players in the world, 18 captains, 18 players in a player pool, compete in a season 0. You know what I'm saying? Not season 1 yet, season 0. You feel me? Season 0 for 8 weeks. 8 weeks in a league, duos league, for $1,000 prize at the end of the playoffs. All right, we're gonna be playing a league over 8 weeks. Then we're gonna get into the playoffs. Playoffs is gonna consist of 8 teams. And them 8 teams, whoever comes out as the victor will be able to keep their duo. We'll win $1,000, which is $500 for each player, because you know what I'm saying, it's two. So you and your man's 500, and then you get to keep your duo going into the next season. All right, people who don't make the playoffs gonna have to redraft. You know what I'm saying? If you made the playoffs, you will have the choice to keep your team. You feel me? You will have a choice to keep your duo, but if you want to, you can redraft as well. You know what I'm saying? You can redraft. If you don't like your duo, you didn't think it worked, you can redraft as well. All right, this is gonna be the new league. You know what I'm saying? 1v1 me is taking control. It's gonna be the new league. It's gonna be the new everything. You know what I'm saying? And 1v1 me is not just about, you know what I'm saying, 2K. They got Madden. They got FC. They got Call of Duty, SND. They got CFB and Madden. Okay, you could stake on anything on the app, not just 2K. But we 1v1 me leading the commentary side for the 2K side. We about to take this over. You know what I'm saying? We about to elevate the game, make it more uniform and more lit for the community. All right, and you can stake on games so you can earn money too. All right, now look, I don't want to do too much talking. I want to get into the draft, and I want to rank the players, the teams who I think is going to be the best, and in order from best to least. You know what I'm saying? I want to see who the power duos is going to be. All right, let's get into it. All right, look at the big CEO Anthony right there. Big CEO Anthony right there.
Talking about this since pretty much we started the company, introducing a more traditional seasons type format to 1v1 me. We're kicking things off with NBA 2K My Player. Going to be called Season 0. So this is very early days for seasons on 1v1 me. And basically the thing you need to know that's the most important about this is partners are only going to be playing with partners moving.
Okay.
No more benches. There's going to be no more playing with only Takeover and Drew. And you know you're gonna live.
Let me run y'all on game. Let me run y'all on game real quick. So the backstory of this was that there's the stage guy named Drew DF. Y'all may have known him. He's a YouTuber as well, streamer, and Takeover season. You know what I'm saying? Streamer as well. These two guys were running the 1v1 me 2K My Player League side. Not because the league hasn't even started, but just the 1v1 me 2K side of things. Like everybody was picking these two guys up to play guard for them on the twos, like for the past few months. So you know what I'm saying? All the stakers just kept staking on Drew or Takeover. If they seen Drew or Takeover on somebody's team, that's who they were staking on, because they always, almost every time, won against unless they went against each other. You feel me? When they went against each other, Drew was almost every time taking it. You know what I'm saying? Takeover would have his times where he was taking it, but almost every time Drew was taking it, Drew had that aura. I can't lie. He had everything on lock. All right. So it got to the point where we had to bring Anthony. Everybody was like, we got to bring some structure to it. We got to make it to where you have to draft your teammate, and that's your teammate for 2 months, for 8 weeks, and that's how it's gonna be. Because we can't have everybody's, you know what I'm saying, picking up the same 2 guards and just trying to get carried. So I like it like this. I like it like this because it's good for not only the viewer, because the viewer don't want to see Takeover and Drew just putting belt to everybody. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing different lineups, different teams, and it's gonna divide the stakes up. Like, you know what I'm saying? The staker's not gonna be like, oh, Drew's on here with a good center, he's definitely winning. Drew might be with a bad center, so it might, you know what I'm saying, sway you know what I'm saying, your thought process of who you want to stake on. So that's what I like that.
About why later on, but basically how this is going to work is the start date of this is going to be February 10th. This season is going to last 8 weeks. We're going to go with the more traditional King of the Hill style format. that you see today on the 1v1me platform. Basically how it works is if you're a higher ranked team and you face a lower ranked team and that lower ranked team beats you, you basically swap up and take that #1 spot or whatever that spot is. So the top 8 teams in this format at the end of the season are going to make the playoffs. And why the playoffs are so important, Grant's going to break it down for everyone.
You see this? Hold on, y'all. This is where I want to break this down to y'all. The playoffs going to be lit, bruh. We've never had no style. All you know when it came to 2K, we've never had a style of 2K, you know what I'm saying, where we could stake on while being a viewer. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know usually in chats we could, you know what I'm saying, when we you know what I'm saying, whenever a wager was going on back in 2K 21, 22, all that, we could side bet other people in the chat, but they could run off with your money. You know what I'm saying? They could run off with your money. Now we got a uniform. We got a locked and loaded, a company back in this. We got 1v1me back in this. You know what I'm saying? 1v1me back in this, and we could stake. We could literally stake. We can stake on who we think is gonna win in the playoffs without no repercussions of getting scammed or anything like that. Okay? You have something that's secured, that's gonna back you. You make sure your money's secured with whoever you staked on. All right. So this is lit right here. We're gonna have a playoff. You know, the playoffs is basically like, it is a tournament. You know what I'm saying? The playoffs is a tournament. Y'all know y'all love tournaments when it comes to 2K. You know what I'm saying? Where you could actually stake on while being a viewer, being intrigued and all that. So I'm super lit. I'm super happy for that. You know what I'm saying? Your Uncle HK gonna be commentating it all.
I think this is huge, right? So we have the classic tournament style single elimination bracket here. Playoffs start April 7th. And that winner takes all big $1,000 prize pool championship, April 11th, man. I can't wait. You know, there's some interesting layers to this, right? And I don't think the chat knows this yet, but we are making the champion on April 11th. They have to stay together for season 1. Right?
Okay.
So we want to see a dynasty. We want to see those Warriors. We want to see those Chiefs, the back-to-backs, the three-peats. Can a team do it, right? We want to see it. So the winning team actually stays together. Now, for the remaining 8 teams in that playoff bracket, we are, you know, they're safe from relegation, right? So the good news is you're safe from relegation. We will see you in season 1. And the really interesting point about this is you actually have the opportunity to keep your team together. So if you're building chemistry, if you really are enjoying who you're playing with, you can build that chemistry moving forward as long as you're making playoffs. So really exciting things there. Now, not so exciting things for the remaining 10 teams that do not make it. You are not safe from relegation. So if you're in the bottom 10 teams, you could face relegation. We could not see some of these players, Anthony, in season 1 based off.
Okay, see, that's what makes it interesting right there. That's what makes it real interesting. You feel me? 10 teams out of the 18. You feel me? If you don't make the playoffs, you have a potential chance of getting kicked out the league for lack of skill. You know what I'm saying? If you continue to not make the playoffs, you have a potential chance of getting kicked out the league for lack of skill, which is going to make it super interesting. That means players are going to go super hard to keep their spot. Players are going to go real hard to keep their spot. You know what I'm saying? I would try super hard to keep my spot. If I'm about to get kicked out of the league for being ass. Oh, no. I'm gonna try super hard. You know what I'm saying? And the 8 teams that make the playoffs is lit. They get to keep their duo. You make it to the championship and win, you for sure lock down your duo, and we could see like a Chiefs, Warriors, Cavs, like, you know what I'm saying? It'll be lit. The same 2 duos go back to back. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be super lit. It's gonna be super lit all together.
Performance and other factors, right? And then additionally, you have to break up. So you are automatically going back into the player pool, to the draft pool of season 1. So a lot is on the line here, Anthony. I'm super excited. I think this playoff format is going to kill it. And I'm just excited for the playoff.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm excited.
100%. These players have true consequences now. They have to perform in order to keep their spot in the league.
That's also what I like. I like that too. Players have consequences now. Before, a player could just keep on losing. You know what I'm saying? And it would be no repercussions. Now there's repercussions. Now, if you don't perform, you're doomed. You're doomed. So I like that right there.
Which we will also be talking about live on Twitch as we get into the later on in the season. So let's go into the start of the draft.